The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, I'm Eric Colby for BoatTEST.com. Today we're doing a full performance evaluation on the Formula 430 SSC. This is a twin step bottom boat powered by four 400 horsepower engines from Mercury Racing. With that much power, we have to take her for a ride.
The 430 SSC is an important departure for Formula. She's the first outboard powered boat that the manufacturer has built since 1986. Second, she's one of the largest bow rider crossover boats on the market. And third, her interior accommodations are quite large for any boat in this size range. The 430 SSC measures 43 feet long with a 12-foot beam. Our test boat was powered by four Mercury Racing 400 horsepower outboards for a total of 1,600 horsepower. Formula designed the 430 SSC with a Fastech twin-step bottom. This bottom design will give her higher top speeds and be more fuel efficient at all RPM settings above planing speeds. She has a deep entry at the bow and 21 degrees of dead rise at the stern. Four lifting strakes and a slightly reversed chine help the boat get on plane and keep bow rise to a minimum. Over the years, Formula has perfected the deep V hull shape that is hard to improve on in this application. With four people, 237 gallons of fuel, 52 gallons of water, and test equipment on board, the 430 SSC weighed an estimated 27,828 pounds. Her quad 400 horsepower Mercury Racing Verado 400R supercharged four-stroke outboards had 30-inch long shafts on the middle two engines, and the outboard units had 20-inch shafts. All the motors had 1.75 to 1 gear reductions and 14 5/8 by 19-inch Rev 4 4-blade stainless steel propellers rotating outboard. Note that these engines are hung on the transom of the boat and not on a metal bracket. This design transmits all of the load and stress directly to the hull of the boat rather than just a few bolts on the bracket. In performance testing, we hit a top speed of 64.2 miles per hour at 7,000 RPM. Best cruise came at 5,000 RPM, where the boat ran 42.6 miles per hour and burned 58.6 gallons per hour. That translated to 0.7 miles per gallon, which gives her a range of 327 statute miles with 10% of the boat's 500-gallon fuel capacity in reserve. In acceleration tests, the 430 SSC reached 20 miles per hour in 6.6 seconds and ran to 30 miles per hour in 12.6 seconds. Under hard acceleration, peak bow rise was about 10 degrees. Using the trim tabs helped get the bow down quickly and let me maintain my forward sightlines. In turns, the 430 SSC carved tight arcs in either direction and leaned into the maneuvers comfortably. In a fully locked over turn, something only test captains should do, she turns as tightly as a small sport boat. She feels light and nimble in all maneuvers, and overall she handles more like a lightweight high-performance boat rather than the 27,000-pound yacht that she is. Simply put, the 430 SSC can turn harder than most captains will attempt, but if an evasive maneuver is required, it's good to know she has the ability to pull it off. Formula builds the 430 SSC to be able to take virtually any reasonable sea condition at top speed, in keeping with its offshore racing heritage. When we ran through Bay Chop and our photo boats wakes, our test boat felt solid. If a captain wants to save some fuel during a long no-wake run, he can shut down the center motors. Regardless of the power an owner chooses, the 430 SSC comes standard with Mercury's digital throttle and shift, active trim, and joystick piloting for outboards. The digital controls make shifting and throttling the motors super smooth. When it's time to back into a slip, engage the joystick and any captain will look like a veteran. Taking a closer look at the 430 SSC's Helm, our test boat had three Mercury Marine GS165 GPS chart plotters with HD radar. These units had 16-inch screens, or an owner can choose two 19-inch screens. We particularly liked the Mercury Marine Launchport touchscreen, an automated vessel management system that allows the captain to control virtually all of the electrical accessories on the boat. It's next to the Mercury VesselView 7202 engine monitoring screen. On the lower level of the panel, we saw the control that synchronizes the underwater lights to the stereo above the optional Seakeeper gyro stabilizer. Below, the accessory switches are clearly labeled and illuminate when activated.
Taking a look at the 430 SSC's ergonomics, there's a tilt wheel so the captain can adjust his position. The throttles are comfortably placed. You move them forward, right into the perfect reach for the trim tab.
Just ahead is the Axios joystick. I had excellent visibility thanks to the large one-piece windshield that has the opening section to port. There are vents on each side to let in fresh air.
The 430 SSC has 3 across seating at the helm. The captain and 2 companions can raise or lower the bottom cushion, and there are power adjustable footrests. You can push a button and lower the power footrests. There's 2 different buttons for each seat. I'd like to see them labeled just so people know what they're for. Now, one very cool feature on the 430 SSC is this adjustable air conditioning louver system. It can direct the cooling air aft or forward onto the person's back.
With power provided by a quartet of Mercury 400 horsepower outboards, the Formula 430 SSC delivers solid performance. She tops 60 miles per hour and can run more than 300 miles on a tank of gas. Her combination of performance and passenger capacity could make this boat popular for poker running as well as offshore cruising. That's our look at the performance of the new Formula 430 SSC. Of course, she has a great layout too, but that's another video. Be sure to look for it. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Eric Colby.